One of the strangest, most misunderstood things in the community is Bleach's sales correlating with the ending of the manga. It is constantly said on Twitter that Bleach's sales led not only to the manga being cancelled, but the anime as well, when in fact, Bleach was never cancelled. Yet time and time again, people on Twitter reference Bleach's manga sales and misunderstand them, and miscorrelate them with the ending of Bleach. They also correlate Bleach's apparent cancellation as a series to mean it's a horrible manga, which makes absolutely no sense in my opinion. In today's video, we are going to explain how Bleach's manga was never cancelled, and Bleach's sales and how they are more natural than a sign of decreasing quality. We are also going to be discussing the anime of Bleach and figuring out the real reason as to why it ended so abruptly, in quotations. And finally, we're going to debunk the sales equal quality argument. But before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I am currently trying to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of April. Also, if you drop a like and comment for the algorithm, it will genuinely help me out tremendously. But without all further ado, let's get into the video. Bleach was never cancelled. I don't know where this claim comes from, as there is absolutely no statement from Jumper Kubo that explains that Bleach was axed. Why? Because it wasn't. Shonen Jump has no reason to axe a series at selling as well as Bleach was. During the 1,000-Year Blood War, Bleach was Shonen Jump's best-selling manga without an airing anime. On top of that, even some of the worst weeks of Bleach, it remained selling as well as a mainstream series like My Hero Academia. In the first 26 volumes of MHA, the best-selling volume for a 4-week debut was volume 21 with 592,000 copies sold. However, volumes usually average around 400 to 500,000. Now take Bleach during the last 4 volumes ever released. The time it was supposedly cancelled, Bleach was still selling over 400,000 for each volume within its own 4-week debut. Within this decade of time, manga has become far more mainstream, and digital manga has been popularized. So for Bleach to sell this much, including only physicals, is absolutely insane. Jump would never cancel a series, bringing in millions of dollars into their bank account. It is simply illogical. Also, why would Jump support light novels for a supposedly cancelled series? It simply makes absolutely no sense at all. Bleach was not cancelled, but ended for a lot of other reasons. In fact, we have an interview from none other than Taite Kubo explaining the end of Bleach and the launch of the light novel project. But before we get into the interview, there are several examples of the true reason for the story of Bleach ending. In volume 56, Kubo talks about his poor health and how he hopes to finish Bleach before collapsing. It continues as in volume 67, Kubo speaks on having a cold, and as is revealed in an interview after Bleach's ending, he was drawing Bleach with a torn shoulder tendon for several months. And in the same interview, it is revealed that Kubo's health had continued to decline over the course of the last 10 years of Bleach's run. However, in the final moments of the manga's life, it had become almost unbearable. Later it is revealed in his interview with the author for Bleach Can't Fear Your Own World that he reached out to Jump a year prior to Bleach's ending, giving them a 2-year heads up. This is when they came to him about the light novel project to give the audience the information he couldn't put into the manga. The concept of Bleach being cancelled becomes even more ridiculous as we learn that Bleach will most likely be returning for the Hell arc. I hope people can put all these concepts together and truly understand how stupid it is to say that Bleach's manga was cancelled, when there is this immense amount of evidence against this concept. Bleach's supposedly abrupt ending was actually because of his poor health. Now, while I actually like Bleach's ending personally, this is for an entirely different video to discuss. The point is, Bleach ended when it ended because Kubo's health was poor. The second concept I'd like to discuss with everyone is Bleach's decline in manga sales. Bleach reached its peak with volume 37 selling over 800,000 units in a 4-week debut. Bleach's lowest selling volume from between volumes 33 through 74 was with volume 65, having only 402,000 in a 4-week debut. Now this is almost half the sales of Bleach's peak. Let's take a look at the overall averages. Bleach at its peak sold on average above 700,000 copies a volume. However, at the last 20 volumes of manga, it sold on average between 400 to 500,000. Now keep in mind, these numbers are solely in a 4-week debut. Obviously this is a decrease in sales, but it isn't due to quality. In fact, it's natural. Let's take a look at some other mangas to prove this theory. Most notably, Gintama and One Piece, two popular popular mangas during Bleach's lifetime. One Piece, being the best-selling manga of all time, reached its peak with volume 66, selling 2.9 million in a 4-week debut. Around this time, it averaged 2.7 to 2.8 million units per manga volume, but now it's barely able to reach 2 million on most volumes. Gintama went from selling 400,000 on average in its peak, whereas by the end barely reaching 200,000. Now obviously there are exceptions to the rule, but a manga naturally declines in sales, so while Bleach's sales decreased, it had little to do with the claim of a quote-unquote drop in quality. Something which I disagree with, as I believe the last 2 arcs are the best in storytelling quality. One other thing that led to the sales drop is Bleach had no anime running for the last arc, which genuinely leads to sales drop as seen in manga like Blue Exorcist. Anime's sole purpose is usually to advertise the manga, and Bleach simply did not have one of the key things to making a manga successful: a running anime during its final arc. During the run of Thousand Year Blood War, the Bleach anime suddenly stopped after finishing Fullbring, and the reason for this has never been revealed, but there are 2 popular theories and opinions on this view. I'm going to provide evidence for both sides, as I do not really hold a view on either one, not really caring on either end, personally because I don't really care about the truth in this situation. Some people believe the Bleach anime was cancelled, while others believe it was simply paused. It definitely was not cancelled due to low sales, as Bleach Blu-rays sold extremely well, outselling Naruto and even One Piece most of the time. Their main source of evidence for it ending while the manga continued was the low ratings and the length of time we had to wait for the continuation, while those who believe it was on pause hold the evidence that the Bleach anime was never cancelled but had caught up to the manga, so rather than doing filler, they decided to wait. The time waited was symbolic to Yuacha's poem, so it has some sense of evidence towards it. I don't really care either way, and personally feel like it could even be a mixture of both. Some even believe Kubo wanted the story to wait. However, I don't think there's much evidence for that besides Kubo saying that the anime made him feel sick. To be perfectly honest, at the end of the day, I don't really care about the truth here. All I know is Bleach is back, and it's going to look even more beautiful than it was before. I do recommend researching both sides and coming to your own conclusion on this. I know that while scripting this video, DBZ Rand posted a video about it. I haven't watched the video, but I'm sure it gives his side and his position quite well, and I don't think I did the best job representing both sides, but I think at least I did fair treatment for both viewpoints. Finally, a simple argument. Even if you disagree with everything said in this video, this is something that everyone should agree with on a fundamental level. Sales do not equate to quality, and this is a pro and con for Bleach. I'm not biased in this take, as simply I'm saying here that Bleach can be better than a dozen series, but it could be worse than tens of thousands of others. Just because a series is popular does not mean a series is good. I mean, some shows are popular for being literal dumpster fires, example being Domestic Girlfriend, and while sales can be a testament to how well liked something is and a base level of quality, it shouldn't be the measure for absolute quality, as I am sure your top 10 favorite series do not align with the top 10 most popular series, and if they do, then your top 100, and if those do, then your top 1000. And if that's the case, then you would be lying to me. Anyway, even if you took away nothing from this video, I hope at the very least this video taught you that one thing, but also that as stupid as Jump can be at times, they aren't dumb enough to cancel one of their best-selling mangas. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Also, comment your thoughts on today's video. Anyway, my name is Poxal, and in the words of Genichimaru, bye bye!